Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because the NFL landscape is shifting in a way that no one saw coming. And it's all centered around a move that could change the trajectory of the Washington Commanders and shake up the NFC East in ways that will have fans talking for years. And I'm talking specifically about the recent blockbuster trade involving Miami Dolphins, wide receiver Jaylen Waddle, one of the most dynamic playmakers in the league, and the Washington Commanders. This isn't just a rumor. It's looking more and more like a reality, and the implications are huge for everyone involved. So let me break it down for you, give you all the details, and explain why this could be one of the most significant moves of the season so far. First, let's talk about Jaylen Waddle, a guy who's been lighting up defenses ever since he entered the league. At just 26 years old, Waddle has already established himself as one of the premier deep threats in the NFL. His speed is undeniable, his ability to stretch defenses is elite, and he's proven to be a reliable target for Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. Up to this point in the 2025 season, Waddle has put up some impressive stats: 28 receptions for 412 yards, averaging 7 yards per reception with 4 touchdowns. Those numbers are quite solid, especially considering the Dolphins' offensive struggles earlier in the season. His PFF grade is hovering around 91, which puts him in the top tier among wide receivers, and his EPA per target is plus 0.31, indicating he's making a real difference whenever he's targeted. Plus, his yards after catch are averaging 5.4 yards per reception, and his ability to run routes deep has been top 4 in the league, with an average of 3.2 yards per route run. That's the kind of explosiveness that can flip the script on any game. Now, Waddle's career stats are also worth mentioning. Over 500 receiving yards and 26 touchdowns, with a catch rate of 69%. That's pretty impressive, especially when you consider his ability to come up clutch in big moments. His only downside this year has been a concussion that limited his snaps to just around 80, but when he's on the field, he's a game changer. And if you think about what the trade could mean for Washington, it's almost like a mini Tyreek Hill trade in 2022, when the Chiefs acquired Tyreek and saw their aerial attack explode. Adding Waddle could do the same for the Commanders. So why would the Dolphins, who are currently sitting at 4-3, consider parting ways with Waddle? Well, there are reports from Diana Rossini and other insiders suggesting that the Dolphins are trying to free up some cap space, about $13. $2 million, by trading him. Their offensive line has been decimated by injuries, especially with Terron Armstead sidelined during Week 3, and perhaps they see this as an opportunity to rebuild the defense or address other positions. Trading Waddle not only gives them cap relief, but also allows them to gather assets for the future, including a third-round pick in the 2026 draft and a promising cornerback, Benjamin St-Juste, who has shown flashes of potential in Washington. Now let's focus on the Commanders' side of this deal. Washington, after a somewhat inconsistent start to the season, is looking to elevate their offense and become more explosive. With Terry McLaurin dealing with a quadriceps injury that's questionable for Week 8, the addition of Waddle offers a much-needed boost of speed and playmaking ability. McLaurin, who's been a reliable target with a PFF grade of 87. 6 is still a key piece for the team, but adding Waddle to the mix could turn their aerial attack into one of the most dangerous in the league. Currently, the Commanders rank around 19th in passing yards per game with about 212 yards, but with Waddle's speed and ability to break deep, that number could easily jump into the top 10, and that's exactly what the team needs to take their offense to the next level. And it's not just about adding yards. Waddle's presence would elevate the entire offense's efficiency, potentially increasing their yards after catch, creating mismatches in the red zone, and boosting their big play capability by around 20%. For a team that's been somewhat conservative in the past, this kind of explosive weaponry could be the difference between a playoff bubble and a real Super Bowl contender. And if you look at the numbers, the Commanders could see a projected offensive DVOA increase of around 14%, which is huge in terms of efficiency and scoring potential. Plus, Waddle's ability to stretch the field would complement Daniels, who's been used heavily with an average depth of target of 7-9 yards, creating mismatches and increasing the red zone touchdown rate from 51% to possibly as high as 67%. Now, this move could also have a massive impact on the Commanders' Super Bowl chances. Right now, their odds to win the championship are around +2,500, but with Waddle's addition, those odds could tighten to +1,0, especially considering how he could be a key piece in facing tough defenses like the Eagles' secondary, which has been a tough nut to crack all season. The potential for Waddle to be a spark plug, a fast and elusive playmaker who can change the complexion of any game, is enormous. If they manage to integrate him effectively, the Commanders could see their offense transforming into one of the league's most dynamic, capable of making big plays at any moment. And that's exactly what they need to keep pace with the division rivals and make a real push into the postseason. But of course, this isn't just about the stats and numbers. It's about the mindset, about the identity of the team. The Commanders have been searching for that spark, that element that makes defenses hesitate and secondary players think twice. Waddle could be that element, that game-changing weapon that ignites the entire offense and takes pressure off McLaurin, alleviating some of the defensive focus on him. With Daniels and Waddle working together, we could see mismatches galore, especially in the red zone where Waddle's speed and route running could create some pretty big mismatch advantages, pushing their red zone touchdown percentage from 51% to upwards of 67%. That kind of efficiency could be the key to turning close games into wins, and it's exactly what fans want to see from their team. Now, let's not forget about the bigger picture here. This move, if it materializes, is a statement from the Commanders that they're serious about contending now. They're not just building for the future, they're making bold moves to win now and make a deep playoff run. Waddle's addition could serve as a catalyst, a spark that ignites the offense and helps the team break out of their current limitations. And when you consider the NFC landscape, especially with teams like the Eagles and the 49ers, having that explosive weapon on your side could be the difference maker in tight battles late in the season. So looking ahead, it's clear that this trade could be one of the defining moments of the season for Washington. If they get Waddle, they immediately become a more dangerous, unpredictable team. The fans will be excited, and the division will have to pay closer attention. The question now is whether the Dolphins will pull the trigger, whether Waddle will become a Washington Commander, and how the team will incorporate him into their game plan. All signs point to that possibility growing stronger each day, and it's a storyline that will develop right in front of our eyes in the coming weeks. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think adding Waddle is the missing piece to finally push us over the top? Or do you believe the Dolphins might hold onto him and try to rebuild differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news because big things are happening and you don't want to miss a single detail. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice adds to the excitement. Stay passionate, stay loud, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.